Welcome to part two, the build. So, lots of ideas which I had ended up totally flopping as expected. But some others did work, and a few others were the basis for uh, some experimentation, some tinkering, some trying things out. Anyway, enough talking. Let's see. Let me show you what I've been doing with the build. It's done. It works. So this was attempt number one, a crazy contraption I called flying suitcase, and attempt number two, much smaller, handier. And in the last part, I showed you that the base I'm going to use this folding bike I got for 15 euros. So I took that apart a little bit and tried to understand how I could convert it into something like this. Try to look at the angles. Yeah, so where the seat is, where the pedals are, stuff like that. A handlebar especially. Chain line, I have no idea. I've never built that before. So I have a lot of inspiration from the other tinkerers, other builders, and maybe some brands as well. So this is the idea. I looked at what I could do with what I have. So this is me trying to figure out how to put the three-piece crank in there, and the spacing I quickly realized was going to be a big issue. So yeah, anyway, a different seat. I think I eventually picked this one, which is much better looking. So the spacing issue, I had to Google a little bit to figure out if I could reverse the direction of the crank. Ooh, and this is the first cut. Oh my God, this was so scary. I cut the boom out basically from the BMX, and this is also the handlebar of the BMX. As you can see, I'm not a very good car cutter of bicycles or anything for that matter. So it's hardly a straight line. I did warn you I didn't do straight line. This is my drill slash angle grinder combo. And I actually ran through a bunch of three discs, which is crazy. And side by side, the donor and the base. I had to take a break and eat something. It was exhausting, so nerve wracking to cut these bicycles. So a quick update on the build. It started. It has begun. Huge mess here. We have the drill actually has become an angle grinder, and look at this. This cutting disc has become this big. I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong or, but yeah. Anyway, so this is the cutting has begun over here. You can see, not exactly per parallel lines. Well, hopefully not perpendicular, but yeah. So it's happening. I'm doing some other mundane things like chain elongation and stuff. So I took the chain out of the BMX. I had some other chains lying around. Hopefully we'll join them up into the correct length. What else? This bike brake is pretty horrendous. It's already stubbed me a few times and doesn't even break. So I'm trying to get this brake out. And however, this nut is completely seized up. Look how chewed up it is. So I need to figure that out tomorrow. Maybe I'll just drill it out. Yeah, something like that. It's like totally gone case. So this whole brake is actually pretty brand new, I guess. Never been used that much. So that's for small things, chain, brake, stuff like this. And the main thing, the frame. I hope I can get this done. It's horrendously hard for a complete newbie like me to power tools which could decapitate me. Something like that. Yeah. What else? Other problems. My other problem is that I managed to get this. So look at my botch job there, cutting the bar of this handlebar. It actually looks fairly good now, although I need to figure out how to make that a little better. That's it. However, here I'm trying to figure out how to make it. It's a little bit wobbly. Not sure what that's about. I guess the shape and diameter, both the diameter as well as the shape, there's a little nub or higher, I think, inside this bar. So I need to figure out how to make this securely attached there. I'm sure that should be done, but the other small nitty-gritty problems which I need to solve. Yeah, and I've removed the drum brake. I'm just waiting for the new drum brake to arrive. from China. Excited. Yeah, so eventually this BMX handlebar never was used, but for a long time I was trying to do the brakes as well. Brakes, all those things took a long time. Here's the two side by side, the two bicycles used in the project. Look what we have here. Ta-da! Finally, after a lot of wrestling in the morning, cutting, finally managed to get this done. Not perfect by any means, but quite proud of myself. Ugly as it seems here. Look at this. Where's your down tube, bicycle, BMX? Where's your down tube? Look at this. Yeah. So I decided to cut this pattern, these two strips on the frame itself, because I don't have like a machine shop or anything here to put it in a vise and make a clean cut after it's come off the bicycle, I thought. So I think this was the easiest way for me. So here it is. Put some new grease in the bottom bracket. Very simple contraption, a screw here, and it's a single piece crank. It comes right out. So now the next big thing, see if this little baby fits properly on the base of the frame, our red folding bicycle. Ta-da! Okay, so here's the setup right now. Just trying to put this in a jig, sort of, so that it's straight. I can see a little bit of a bend there, see? It's very important for the chain to not drop. This needs to be is it really the wheel itself? Maybe it's, yeah, we'll see. Need to change that around a little bit. It's gonna be pretty tricky to make this go flat. Like as it rotates, you can see the wobble. Chain's going to come off if I have too much of a wobble. There will be some wobble because it's not even in the sprocket itself maybe, but actually mainly this angle here, see? Not too bad, can be slightly improved, I guess. So yeah, so this is the setup. Trying to figure out how I can attach this here properly. So I think I managed to satisfactorily have a straight chain line. Look at this. You can see, I don't see any perceptible, well, there is a little bit probably, but not at least enough to matter, I think, for the chain. Look, there's no wobble. It's vertical and distances are the same throughout. You see the small chain wheel there, that's where this is supposed to go. It seems to be more or less in line with it. There you go, over there, that's the line. Yeah, look at that. I'm quite happy with this. These hose clamps really came in handy. All right, mission accomplished. Look at that. 2 hose clamps and 2 bolts. Wasn't as easy as I thought, but that's just because of my inexperience and lack of the correct drill bit. Super tight now, that ain't going nowhere. Look at that. Might do a third one here, there is space. Let's wait for that seat and stuff like that. So now we could even try out the chain. Let's do it. And I did. I had 2 chains lying around from random other projects. So here they are. Just one white, one black. Just put together. It's nice. It had a nice feeling of having it coming together. And then I instantly started trying to figure out the base for the seat. Blocks of wood, which would become the platform or sort of the pseudo rails. Here you can see them bolted to the frame already. So here's the update. I've been at it the whole day. Chain goes there. Need to fix the derailleur thing or maybe a roller. I've been fiddling with that for a bit. Managed to finally do the small bit which is take the stuck bit out from the brake, this one. And this is how the seat's going to go here. So you have these M6 bolts creating a sort of platform for the seat to go on top. And then I'm not sure how this handlebar, maybe I need to reposition this some other way, because I suspect this is going to be in the way of the rider. Yeah, pretty stoked. So here's how it looks with the seat on. Just checking the dimensions of this. I think it's just about right. I need to double check before I do some drilling. But anyway, even if I drill, the idea is very much that you can drill different holes in the wood to adjust the position. So yeah, it's coming along fantastically. And look at this. Yeah, so the handlebar, that's what we're going to check, right? Yeah, so here goes. So if I turn, see, I don't know if this is going to be in the way. I think I need to raise it a little bit. Yeah, easy to raise. I can raise it from here and maybe even turn it the other side, this way. So it's a little, we'll see. I'll sit on it and experience. Of course, the chain, we need to figure out the roller situation so that it doesn't get in the way. This is how it looks now. Triple chain ring there. It's what's doing the gearing basically twice, pretty much approximately 1.7, 1.8 times effective diameter of the front. The chain is pretty flat, straight. Yeah, I like it. Wow, super happy with this. Basking in the glory of my progress so far. It was such a nice feeling to get this done. Little did I realize the problems that lay in store for me in the future. However, happy time here. Just trying to imagine all that's possible. You can see the handlebar going higher and higher as I realized I needed to get clearance for the legs. It's way up high now. And this is the idea for the support for the back, the plastic back. I'm pretty sure the back would have broken if I don't have some kind of support. This was the idea which I had. That was an old TV frame thingy, I think. Yeah, the aluminum. Yeah, and the stand came in handy, really. It's really helping me work on the bike without having to constantly lean it against something. So I used a U pipe thing, a U clamp thing to give a little bit more stability to the back. Ta-da! Rideable now. Well, no brakes, but apart from that, totally works. Little pipe, abandoned the rear derailleur idea. The chain goes from here all the way to the small cog, big cog, well, chain wheel, small chain wheel, big chain wheel, rear derailleur, 6 gears back. So at this point, I was super happy. Little did I know again that so many little mundane details are going to get in the way and extend the time needed to get this on the road. But still, this was technically rideable despite the high handlebar. It looks amazing though, especially for somebody who has never built something like this. It had everything, working, uh, uh, functional, especially the pipe thing. Even if I replace it later on, I wonder if I should have just kept the pipe. It's really simple and not as finicky as rollers and this kind of stuff. Anyway, here I am doing a little fitment test figuring out where my knees go, where my heels go, etc., etc. Just making sure I've got my dimensions right. And of course, the important thing, I don't fall off. The seat just doesn't topple over the first time I sit on it. Yeah, and it doesn't. I'm pretty happy with that. Everything seems to be running quite smoothly. You'll note the handlebar is fairly high up. It's like a high riser, and it's almost hitting my knee. I have to sort of slightly bend my legs outwards. So I thought I'll fix that next. But apart from that, yeah, happy with this stage. You can see everything, the chain line actually not dropping. It's actually fairly smooth, considering how simple and rudimentary it all is. The three things you'll note here is the lack of back support. Anything you need to add that. Number two is no headrest, or a little bit more support for the higher back, neck, head. And of course the handlebar is way too high. I think I'll soon get to thinking about under the seat steering and other stuff. You'll see. There she is. Yeah, see the speed is amazing. I'm really looking forward to going for a really fast ride on a flat surface. This is going to be amazing. The wooden planks as a base actually works fairly well, especially as I have a little bit of give there with a foam material, sort of a shock absorber. I don't know if over the long term that will sort of start coming apart, but for now it's really comfy. You can see it was fairly easy to put together with just with two bolts, and it looks great. I mean, compared to my previous builds, this is way better. It really looks like it could go fast. And so here are a few ideas now. So instead of the handlebar, like I was showing you, you can tilt it around. This is the back support which I was going to put. And some ideas for using an old scooter, some under seat steering kind of dreams maybe. I think a few ideas with a L bracket to provide a little bit more support. And then the under seat steering really, fascinated me. If I could somehow put that in here. So I had a few ideas how I could make that happen. Or as a backup, of course, there's options to make the handlebar closer, but under seat steering, that sort of, I kept trying to sort of find the position where it could become viable for me. So I was trying to figure out, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I really make it happen or not with this build? So that's why I looked at options where you have this kind of U coming from underneath the frame, like this one, for example. I could maybe use the BMX handlebar in some way. So I was trying to figure that out a little bit, just sort of drawing and planning things based on what I had and how my existing bike looks like. Lots of pipe clamps. I have no idea what this drawing is about. I think I was just sort of sketching. Oh, here it is. So that BMX handlebar below, and of course the support. So that old monitor thingy. So this uh, pipe clamp wasn't enough, obviously. So I had to try to figure out two or three ways to add more structural stability, and I extend the back seat so that I have a little bit more support. So all those ideas and a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. Very slow going and lots of little things which malfunctioned or plain broke. So one by one. Chain. Finally, after lots of fiddling around, managed to get this to work. So you have a single roller skating wheel, and you have the drive side, I mean the pedal tension chain line going up from below here, and then the other one, which is supposed to be kept out of the way of the turning wheel, is from above below. See it here. This one works well, but it took a lot of time to get it working. From the previous pipe thing, I think this is an improvement. So that's good. So, and what else? Yeah, managed to also lubricate the steering tube thingy, headset, whatever, in all the bearings in there. I didn't clean it up too much, just put in a bunch of lube in there. So that was pretty seized up, to be honest. Now, here's the bad stuff. So, well, the bad stuff is right here, first of all. Yeah, let's look at this. So I don't know what to do about this. I'm trying to make an under seat steering thing work. But if I want to turn at least a 45-degree angle, like this is like about 45 degrees, you can see the right angle there, about 45 degrees, it's impossible with this setup. So if I get sort of a horizontal bar up here somehow, this will go below the seat. So I'm not very sure how I'm going to do this. Well, I need to do something. This is not very stable either. It's like just about catching the end of the bolt there. So it's a placeholder to some extent. So I need to work on something. So my original idea was if I have like a horizontal bars from here, yeah, and I wanted to clear the chain. So that's why I have this at this angle so that you can see that it goes comfortably below the chain line. Maybe I could have made it a little bit less steep, but it was quite an approximate kind of affair. I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know if I should just have like a bar which goes about till here, but then I would only be able to turn it approximately here. I don't know if that's even enough. Look, is that like enough for a bicycle to turn? Maybe on acute turns I would not be able to proceed. I don't know. Maybe I should have done a test ride with the overseat. Oh well, I can still do that. I can just remove this and install the earlier high riser bar kind of setup. Okay, and now other stuff. Look at this mess here. Trying to get as many points to the wooden bar below as I can, because this is sort of although it's good that I have a shock absorber here, I'm slightly concerned that it will just sort of topple at some point. Now here's the biggest disaster of the day. This thing which I had high hopes for actually broke. So there's support for the back. I tried to install it here, it worked for a while. As soon as I leaned on it with a little bit of force, this side you can see clean broke through. So it's not clearly designed for that force. So, and while doing that I got quite badly hurt. Well, not because of the fall, but while making it. So this is quite a cursed little contraption here for me right now. This hurt my foot pretty badly. I think that could have been much worse. I'm pretty lucky. I'm going to remove this and figure out what to do next. And the steering. Maybe I might give up and go for a more standard over the seat kind of setup. Maybe it might be simpler to just have a right angle here. Some not a right angle, 45-degree angle here, and just literally have it low down at a level where it'll clear the legs. That might be the simplest option. I think so. But for that, I have an idea of how I could do that. We shall see. But I don't know if I should give up on this. And here's the mess all around. Whew, a little bit tired now of all of this. But I can't give up. Got to solve these problems and keep going.
Yeah, so you can see I was tired. It's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
On the plus side, look what came in the post. Ooh, this looks amazing. This is the brake. It looks bigger than the previous one, so I'm not sure I did the right measurement here. Look at this disc. clearly bigger than the previous one, is it? I guess. Well, I guess I'll need to remove that one and then put this one. Hopefully that fits properly. Then pretty nice looking. Look at this. Look how shiny it is. Wow. Interesting. It's got these clamps and stuff. And well, I have a derailleur hanger attachment thingy. I don't need it right now, but I didn't know that at the time. And then these are just tools for my angle grinder. This and the wrench thing with lots of stuff. So this is the key. Might as well remove it from here, yeah, from the package. There you go. That's how it looks. Pretty nice. But you can, bypass this. I've been using a screwdriver and a Allen key which fits into the chuck, so you can sort of do without this, but it's good to have it now. And this is the freewheel remover tool. Again, I don't know if I'll need it right now because it sort of works, but yeah, at the time I was unclear what I'll do. And this is the cutest little thing. L brackets. They're much smaller than I expected. I don't know if I made a mistake in the measurements or what, but well, I guess we'll use them somewhere or the other in this rickety build. And I think we're going to need lots of support and reinforcements. All right, so yeah, that's good.
That underseat steering dream, I think.
So in the end, I think this old scooter is going to come in handy. I removed the handlebar, and I'm going to put this at an angle here. The scooter post will, handlebar post will, or steering tube, or whatever it's called, steering tube will replace half of this. I'll put it in, screw it in, maybe put a little shim kind of thing to make it not rattle around. And I think that should be that. No BMX handlebar at all. I think it's just going to be one of these small cute ones so that there's enough room to turn it around. I think there's plenty big, this one, for any kind of leverage needed. It'll fit the brakes, the gears, plenty of space. Could even be smaller actually, but yeah, this is fine.
The Razor push scooter, the dimensions actually fit perfectly here. So you can see the stem from that being used. And the back support, eventually I managed to put it together somehow. It's a little bit, zip tied and stuff, but we'll see if it works. And then the roller skating wheel, etc. So finally, this is the, eventually this is the final idea which I ended up trying to implement. It's actually much more practical. I just needed to use the existing folding mechanism on the front.
So here's how it looks like now. It's pretty much, I think, rideable now. Put the brake as well, front, whoops, the front brake, you see there, V-brake. And the main progress has been on the handlebar. You can pretty much see my final idea did eventually work out. So this is pretty handy. I've got like 2 bolts in through here, and this is a handlebar of a scooter. This is a dollar scooter there. So pretty solid. This brake has to be installed, the drum brake from yesterday. Anyway, yeah, here's the key thing. Look at this. So this is the existing folding mechanism. So I've kept it with these 2 bolts, kept it at this particular angle. So it feels solid enough. I don't see why it should have any kind of drama. Yeah, so here's the fruits of labor. See, the rear wheel is driven through the middle cog. I could drive it from the outermost, the bigger one, but it makes it very difficult to remain in the higher cog at the back. I think it's because the line isn't quite straight at the back. It's a bit finicky still. I don't think it's perfect by any means, especially this, the chain line and stuff like that. But yeah, it sort of seems to be working fine. Can go pretty fast. Look at this. Even this catches like minor improvements to be made, like the separator thing here. It's like sort of a DIY contraption made of random pieces of plastic. So yeah, maybe if I make this chain line a little bit taut, maybe a slightly bigger freewheel thing in the middle, maybe that might help to. I had a lot of problem with getting the right chain length, so the two, see that? Oop, just jumped there. Yep, there you go. It's a quick little jumpy thing. Is it hitting the chain against? I think it is, not sure. Not too noisy, but I can hear little sounds, click clack here and there. Nothing too concerning. See that? See that? Just what just happened there? A little bit of jumpiness there. Nope. There you go. Just catches now and then. And yeah, the handlebar, of course. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. I hope, but yeah, pretty fairly sure that as long as this contraption here holds up.
So at some point, I think we just need to write it and then see how it goes. So I think this is where I will probably end the video. A few final thoughts on the build. As you can see, all the nitty-gritty, the small problems really take up a lot of time to fix. And most of the fixes are ad hoc. Every time you need to sort of think out of the box and see what you have available versus, for example, like, random supports, wood, pieces of TV or monitor frame support, roller skating wheels, and then children's seat. And even, I by the way, I added a little back addition to the backrest there for the shoulder and the head, the neck. That's a little seat I had from the electric bike, which I don't use, for a sort of a second seat. It's not attached super securely, so I don't expect it to last a lot. So I need to work a little bit on that strength, structural support for that. But anyway, like I said, I think the next step is to test ride it. Yeah, so this is what I meant. It's a little bit flimsy. It's just attached to the plastic bits, which will break if I press too hard. But this is how it looks right now. Everything works more or less, I think. I think I just need to take it out and start riding it. So that should bring me to the third part of this video series, the ride. This has been the build. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for watching.